Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to how to bankrupt a nation, and yeah, I think because a big city in the UK has gone bankrupt recently, it's probably to do with that. And I mean, it's like the second biggest city in the country, so I'm kind of baffled, to be honest, but we're going to see. And yeah, I mean, how you can even do that, to be honest, I don't know how, but we're going to learn and see the situation, and hopefully it's not going to continue with that process throughout the whole country or throughout the whole of the UK or England. But we're going to check this out. Hopefully going to enjoy. Links are also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I don't post to YouTube. And let's jump into this.
5 days ago, my hometown, Birmingham, UK, declared bankruptcy. As someone who knows quite a lot about what's been going on in this city, today I'm going to give you guys a foolproof guide on how you can bankrupt your very own city. The main concept you're going to want to incorporate is called burning money, okay? This is actually Birmingham City Council's preferred method of using their citizens' hard-earned cash. For example, spending £189 million building the largest library in the world. It's also not the largest library in the world. It also costs so much they couldn't afford any books to put in the
What the
library. It also is only open on very limited hours because they can't afford to keep it open. It also looks like if R2-D2 and C-3PO had a child that was sustained only on Chernobyl power plant waste. It is pretty cool.
How have you managed that? How have you built something so big that you can't even sustain? That's so dumb.
Stand on the top though. Another example of a money bonfire is the Commonwealth Games. See how the room went silent then? It's because no one's ever heard of that shit. It's like a really version of the Olympics that only exists to enforce this fantasy that the British Empire is still important. The Queen is dead, man. Get over it. Literally, name me one of these countries that's absolutely flourishing and doing amazingly right now. None of them. The idea that the UK is in some cool kids club with these guys just because we exploited them 300 years ago.
That's so true though. What is the point in the Commonwealth Games? I don't even know if it's well known outside of the countries from the Commonwealth either. It is just like a knockoff Olympics with 1/50th of the countries.
It's complete fiction. Anyway, can you guess where the mighty Commonwealth Games was hosted in 2022? That's right, the beautiful, developed, modernistic...
God damn, this is... I know Birmingham's got some rough areas, right, but fuck me.
That's right, the
Lovely.
beautiful, developed...
Oh yeah, that's where I want to live, man.
Modernistic city of Birmingham. And this information was plastered everywhere. They talked to us about it in school. It was all over bus stops. They even covered up rotting abandoned apartments with flashy Commonwealth posters.
What? So they were covering buildings that weren't even in use? That is so weird. I mean, it makes it look nicer because it doesn't look very nice beforehand, but that's wild.
And this is kind of a good explanation for the infrastructure built around the games. It was just covering up the shitness for everyone that visited. Some of the infrastructure projects that were meant to be done a year ago for the games still aren't complete. For example, the entirety of Digbeth High Street, one of the most important and largest roads heading out of the city centre, has just been a massive construction site for an eternity. Just because, I don't know, the pavement didn't look nice enough. They wanted to incorporate that yellow and grey colour scheme that has already made all of East Side look tacky. Who knows? Another funny thing about the Commonwealth Games is that this year in Birmingham City Centre, they were selling last year's Commonwealth Games merch at like reduced price, so I guess they didn't meet the quota with like the t-shirts they were meant to sell or something. A couple more really useful things that the council did with their money includes creating a clean air zone where cars are tolled for driving in areas like Ladywood, Hockley, Highgate, which aren't the highest income parts of Birmingham, to say the least. These areas also have terrible public transport, so there's no alternative to driving, really.
See, this is the England that I know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't what it looks like throughout a lot of places, but I feel like people picture England either as a really nice place or just, I don't know, just better than this. But trust me, there's a lot of places that are like this. Let's not get that twisted. Again, not everywhere, but it's definitely some places. especially in a lot of big cities as well.
So no one paid. There are actually 50,000 fines that haven't been paid. And when the council realized they couldn't put the population of a small country in prison, they gave up on enforcing this. Money well spent. Another road-themed
What an absolute waste.
policy these guys put into action, which I find incredibly worthwhile and beneficial, is when they changed a bunch of road names to like inspirational quotes. We had
Yeah, but how could that cost so much money for the city? Just changing names. I mean, I get you got to put signs up and stuff, but that shouldn't cost the city like that much money.
Destiny Road, Inspire Avenue, Humanity Close, Respect Way. Like, come on, bruh. You're not even pretending to spend money well. So yeah, for all of you guys out there watching this tutorial on how to bankrupt a city, all you need to do is join your local council and push for absolute money bonfires like these. And then when people suggest beneficial things like train stations on existing rail networks, or more frequent buses, or anything that sounds like a good idea, you should counter that by building a gigantic steampunk mechanical bull that completely blocks the departure board at the main train station. That being said, guys, if anyone wants a guided tour in Birmingham, I'm charging the small price of 200 quid per hour. You're in store to see some beautiful locations like Lifford Recycling Centre, all of the unfinished train stations that now I guess will never be finished, and best of all, a scenic bus ride through the centre.
More than 20 other councils also risk of going bust up. Oh my days. Yeah, okay, it's looking rough for England then. Fucking hell. Hackney, Northamptonshire, Thurrock, Slough, Croydon, Woking, Birmingham. Hey, I mean, I haven't heard anything about my city as of yet, so fingers crossed it stays that way. I mean, I've never been to Birmingham. It is probably the second, third biggest city in the UK. I don't know how well known, like, if many people have heard of Birmingham outside of like the UK, but it is a very big city. I've never actually been before, but it's massive, and the fact that a city like that has gone bankrupt is a bit wild. As a half Italian person, I feel offended for my country not being slandered, ridiculed, and mocked in any of your videos, even though we provide so much material for that to happen. It warms my greasy heart that no matter who you are, where you are, your culture, we all have something that unites us, our politicians, a noble desire of seeing their bank account grow fat and healthy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how, again, a big city like that can go bankrupt in a country like England. Like, I can understand certain councils and stuff, but this massive city, that's like fucking Chicago going bankrupt. I'm not saying it's the same as Chicago, but in terms of size, they probably are around the same size. And I don't do US cities ever go bankrupt? Do cities ever, like big cities around the world, go bankrupt? I don't know, but it just seems like they've managed to mess up something that shouldn't even be possible to mess up. But I don't know, man. But yeah, that's a little look into what's going on in Birmingham and in the UK, I guess now. But wait, let me just see. UK cities going bankrupt. 760 million in unpaid equal pay claims. Oh my days. Damn, well, it's looking rough, man, but hopefully you enjoyed this. I hope you found it interesting, and yeah, until next time, peace.